Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome. Just so you guys know, there is a lottery spot on this show. So there's a basket over there, and if you want to put your name in the hat, if you're really brave, or you want to play a joke on someone and embarrass your friend, you might be able to get up here and do like 3 to 5 minutes of stand-up. Who's game? You look game. What's your name? Yeah.
We're games together.
No. You want to get up on stage? No. How about you, William?
No, I'm good, thank you.
That's your name, right? Yeah. Are you guys ready for Memorial Day? Are you excited? Ready for the holiday? Yeah. I'm not sure I'm ready for it yet. I think I'm not over Mother's Day yet. You know, I think it's because I'm a single mom, you guys. You know what? It's hard being a parent. You have to pretend to enjoy all those things your kids enjoy. Like kids' birthday parties, play dates, their father. But I do surprisingly well on dating apps, and I think it's because my profile says that I don't want kids. Then they find out it's because I have 4. I know 4 sounds like a lot, and it is, but I love being a mom. And you know what they say about having kids? It's a lot like making pancakes. First one's kind of fucked up. Probably should have thrown it away. As far as I know, it's still legal to laugh at that joke. But I think having kids is a lot more like eating pancakes. You always regret having your 4th one. I guess there are a lot of 4th pancakes out there. In case you guys were wondering, none of my pancakes like that joke. Especially my 4th pancake, you guys. And she is so dramatic. She loves to overuse the word trauma. And just the other day, I was like, Sadie, you are not traumatized because I won't take you to Starbucks. You're traumatized because your mom does stand-up. You know, it's ridiculous and crazy, but when you have 4 kids, all of them think that somebody else is the favorite. And I'm like, I don't have a favorite. I love all my kids. I don't like any of them. But I love them all. So recently, my favorite son, Jackson, moved back home with me. He's 26. And you know what? It's actually been great. It makes it a lot easier for me to hit on his friends. Right, Chase? One of his friends is here tonight. Living proof. But you know what? Like, it's been great. He shares so much with me now. I mean, like, he told me the other day that every girl he's ever been with has asked him to choke her. And I told one of my girlfriends about this, and she was like, oh my God, did you tell him that was okay? And I was like, the choking part or the telling me about it? Yeah, and you know, it is a little bit of an adjustment when you have an adult child move back in with you, because it's almost like there's a role reversal. I mean, at one point I walked in on all of my kids as teenagers having sex or masturbating, but the other day Jackson walked in my room as he was knocking. Yes, he's one of those psychos. And he got a lot more than he bargained for. And I was so embarrassed. I didn't want him to think I was boring. My boyfriend and I were doing missionary. Yeah. So my youngest is 12, and you know, things have really changed in school. The other day I was driving her home, and she told me that her sex ed teacher taught them what a blowjob was and even showed them pictures. And I was shocked. I mean, I do think she needs to know where babies come from, but I don't think my 12-year-old needs to be contemplating whether to spit or swallow. I guess 12 in LA is like 30 anyplace else. Yeah, I bought my daughter tickets to see Taylor Swift, and she sold them to go see Tony Robbins. I actually did get her to go see Taylor Swift with me, and oh my God, you guys, these Swifties really are so nice and wholesome. I mean, normally if I took my kid to a concert, I'd worry about them getting roofied or ending up in a mosh pit. But with Taylor Swift, I was just worried we'd leave born-again Christians. You know, she's over Taylor Swift now. I sure wish she had gotten over her before I sat through a 4-hour concert. Nothing should last 4 hours. Not even my boyfriend. But you know what? Having a 12-year-old can really kind of hurt your confidence sometimes, because they can be brutal. I mean, just the other day, she said to me, "You have a flat butt." I was like, "That's great, you have a flat chest." And age where they're also, they're still kind of have that sweet innocence of a young child, but also the biting venom of a teenager, and they switch on a dime, right? It's kind of hard to figure out. For Mother's Day, she gave me these necklaces, and she was like, "Mommy, I love you so much, you're my best friend, but don't say anything, your breath smells like dog shit." Oh boy, Mother's Day is an interesting thing. My parenting has really changed over the years. We used to sit down at the table and say grace, now we say fuck it. It's even changed the way I parent my younger son, who's 19. I used to be like, when are you gonna stop smoking weed? And now I'm like, when are you gonna come home with weed? So this Mother's Day, he actually proudly presented me with a joint and told me that it was his dream to get high with me. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. It's my dream to have abs. Some dreams are just dreams. Maybe I'll get mushrooms next year. I actually recently had to just drive up to Santa Cruz. I thought I was rescuing him. I thought he was having a nervous breakdown. Turned out he was just having a bad trip. It's okay, he's okay, you guys. My son is just so stoned he forgot to get his driver's license. He would be here tonight if he could have gotten a ride. So speaking of Mother's Day, I think even though I'm a mom, the hardest part about Mother's Day sometimes is calling your own mom, at least for me. Because sometimes when you talk to your parents, it's like getting a glimpse into your future, and if that's the case, mine is not looking so good. The other day I made the mistake of FaceTiming my mom, and it was like watching an unedited episode of Hoarders. She's never gotten rid of anything but husbands. Boy, yeah, did you guys have a good Mother's Day? It's like, you guys are like way over it. Mother's Day was rough. I wasn't sure what to get my mom. I'm like, what do you get an 80-year-old woman who never leaves her house? I mean, like, what does she even need? So I sent her cyanide. Her body, her choice, you guys. Her body, her choice. No, I'm just kidding. I sent her flowers. I'm not evil. But speaking of death, I turned 50 this year. Yeah. And I'm actually really embracing it. I'm not lying about my age. People are kind of surprised. And I'm into it. But if you tell me I look like I'm 50, I'll fucking fight you. But it is kind of awful. I mean, people keep telling women that they should age gracefully. I'm like, what does that even mean? I mean, I'm like, I guess I'll gracefully take myself to my next Botox appointment. But I really enjoyed my birthday because I felt like I'm still young, I'm still vibrant, I'm still dating 26-year-olds. For real. I mean, but you know what? I do try to be really romantic with these guys, so I write them all poetry. Would you like to hear the poem? Yeah. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm twice your age, but I'll buy an Xbox for you. I have been a little concerned. I bought 11 Xboxes this year. And none of them were for my children. The other thing that happens when you get to be this age is your hormones go crazy. And so my doctor prescribed testosterone, which is amazing. You guys have really been holding out. Testosterone is great. I mean, I feel like a teenage boy. I'm moody, I'm breaking out, I'm masturbating in socks. Testosterone also had this other effect. It made me lose a lot of weight. No, it was not Ozempic, those of you who are thinking that. My doctor wouldn't give me any. But it did. It made me lose a lot of weight. It's like a hidden secret. And it's weird how people associate like being thin with being mentally healthy. And people are like, oh my God, Maggie, you look so good. What have you been doing? And I'm like, having a nervous breakdown. But you know what? Losing weight is great and all until you happen to get a glimpse of your naked butt in the mirror. And then it's another reason to just kill yourself. But you know what? It's not that I don't like my body. I still feel confident and sexy, but it's hard not to compare your body to what it was like before. And now my butt is just kind of like a bounce house at a kid's birthday party. Deflated, sad, and too many people have played with it. You people look scared. That's how I know you're thinking about my butt. Oh, shit. Now that I'm a white lady in my 50s, I kind of have issues with the term Karen. Yeah, because I kind of have this theory that all Karens are just like premenopausal women whose hormones are going crazy. Like, I feel like there should be some special SWAT team that's like, code red, there's a woman in Starbucks giving the employees a hard time. Quick, hold her down, get the testosterone, and for God's sake, someone pluck those chin hairs. But, you know, speaking of Karens, I'm also a dog mom. Any dog people here? Yeah? Anybody had a dog birthday party? No, not me. You guys brought your dog. If you had a dog birthday party.
We did.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. What's your dog's name?
It's Frake. It means it's a Swedish name.
Okay, I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna call him Froggy. You're so adorable. I have not had a dog birthday party yet, but I did give my Chihuahua a quinceañera. As her adoptive mom, I felt like I had to honor her heritage. But you know what? I think that my boyfriend's actually jealous of my dogs because you know what? I home cook their meals. They sleep in my bed. I actually love them. But you know what, guys? I don't just have dogs. I have 3 dogs and 3 cats. No, that doesn't mean I'm crazy. But it does mean I don't need a husband. I just have a hot veterinarian who wishes I would stop texting him at 2 in the morning. But since I have all these animals, I sort of felt like I needed a theme song. Like I have the Brady Bunch of animals. Would you guys like to hear it? Yeah? Forgive me if my voice breaks, you know, the testosterone and all, okay? There was a story about a divorced lady who was bringing up 3 very cuddly dogs. All of them were little bitches like their mother. The youngest one, a cunt. So the one day when this lady met 3 kittens who were sleeping out on the street. Gosh, I can't even say. Who were living out on the streets all by themselves. Now they're all sleeping in her bed together. And that's the way her sex life came right to a halt. It's all over. Thank you. You guys are clapping because you don't want me to sing anymore. You feel so sorry for me. I actually feel sorry for myself today. Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of the Brady Bunch now, I'm obsessed with cult documentaries. Are any of you guys obsessed with cults? There's so many now. I love it. There's The Vow, there's Holy Hell, there's The Woman Who's Blue, there's a million Scientology ones. But I think I'm obsessed with them because a couple of years ago I was in a self-help group that actually turned out to be a cult. But in my defense, you guys, I was at a very low point in my life. It's called a sexless marriage, and I had just gotten bangs. Yeah, come on, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. But you know, people always ask me if the cult I was in engaged in lots of crazy sex stuff, and unfortunately not. And if you're going to lose 2 years of your life, you might as well get laid. But this cult I was in did engage in excruciatingly long hugs to the point I was like, just put it in already. But you know what? This is my perfect public service announcement for tonight. There are cults all around you, so be careful, you guys. There's a girlfriend of mine recently. She joined a group. She gives them money once a month. She does back-breaking work, and she even recruits her friends. And I was like, babe, you're in a cult. And she's like, Maggie, it's CrossFit. All right, you guys, are you ready for a great show?